Hey guys, you're watching Concept, and in this tutorial we're gonna focus on math responsible for cracking the tile and remaining only the intersected part on this previous tile. So let's say that this is a previous tile and this is a current tile. And this current tile goes like this from this left side and stops here, and you say you click the button, and after you click button you have to create tile which intersects. This is the intersection between these two. Oh, sorry, these two. So these two, this is the intersection between those, and you also have to create a remainder of that intersection. That remainder will fall down, so it will simulate like tile was cracking. So first thing first, we have to explain how to get this intersection between two of the tiles. So let's get started. Okay, this part can be a little bit tough, but I will explain everything. So we have two tiles, previous tile and current tile. Previous tile will always be the same dimension as a current tile, or vice versa. So we have in Unreal, we have their position. Their position will be different. Their position, we can get central position of every tile, and this central X position is on -20 and this is on 35. So if you subtract 35 from -20, you will get 35 minus -20, that is 55. So actually you will get this remainder. So you will get this part when you subtract their position, you can see. And now when you have that remainder, now you have to get intersection. What is the intersection? Intersection is like subtracting this dimension of this tile minus that remainder, and you get intersection. Now let's try this differently. Now you say the axis will stay the same, and we will say that this is a smaller tile and this will also be the same dimension as I told you. So we'll have to scale it down. Okay, and as you can see, 35 minus -20, 55. This is 55. Does it fit? It fits. So this works. Now 55 minus, we scale it. Now our intersection will be much smaller. But we will get that intersection if we subtract this original dimension from this remainder. So if we go back to original drawing, we have to subtract this remainder from either current tile or previous tile dimensions. But in this case, Unreal Engine works with scales. So we know that this one, the first original, is a scale 1. And if we go back to Unreal Engine, you can see it's a scale 1, 1, 1. But if we go to our block, we can see that it's 100 centimeters in X and 100 centimeters in Y. So if we go here, we can say 1 scale 100 centimeters. In that case, what we can do is actually, so this is 55 centimeters, this is 100. So in that case, we can do is 55 divided by 100. That means that our remainder scale is 0.55, and our intersection will actually be 0.55 minus 1 scale, and that is will be 45. We will also put for everything, we will set it to be absolute because we don't want to get any minuses. Scale should be only in positive. So 0.45 will actually be scale of this green one. Now we get scale of that intersection, but we will not create a new tile for that intersection, but we will use that current tile for that intersection. So we will say that current tile is equal to the scale of that intersection, and we have to place it. Now if we just leave it like this, this will not be good because it should be placed as we've seen, something like this. And how to place it? We will actually use that previous tile -20 plus 35, and we will find an average of those two, so divided by 2. So position of this previous tile plus position of current tile divided by 2, you get the average position, and that average position will actually be 7.5, so that will be actually be here. Yeah, this is 7.5. So in that case, we got our intersection, and now we have to do is calculate the remainder. We already said how we're gonna calculate it, but before that we're gonna do this in Unreal Engine. Okay, let's get back to Unreal Engine. We will open Stack Spawner and we will create new function. It will be called calculate intersection left. That will be X intersection. I like this to do in C++ because it's really much more easier, and the thing is that this can really get messy in blueprints. So we will create two inputs. So this will be tile reference current tile previous tile. Okay, and we will create three local variables. So 1, 2, 3, and this will be float current tile location X, or you can call it position X, doesn't matter. Previous tile location X, and previous tile X. We can go with current tile X, doesn't matter. We will subtract not X but scale X. So we will subtract scale from that remainder, as I told you before. So you can subtract it either from previous or from current, but I do for previous. Okay, so current tile, we will say current tile location. Okay, current tile get world get location, get actor location. Okay, so we will break this and we will set it to be X. Okay, previous tile location, set it. We will say previous tile get actor location, break X. Okay, and we need a scale, so set the scale. So previous tile get actor scale 3D, break. Okay, so we set everything up. Compile, save. Okay, I fixed it a little bit so it doesn't look so messy. So we will need current tile location and previous tile location. So we said we will subtract these two. So minus float, and we said we will divide it by 100, as we said before. That will be that scale, so 100 centimeters. And we also said it should be absolute, so abs for absolute. Now we have to set that current tile, because we said that that intersection will be actually become that current tile, will become that intersection. So set scale, set actor scale, and that actor scale we have to break this, or make vector actually. Okay, this will be at scale X. Okay, everything's look great, but now we have to put Y and Z. Y and Z are actually gonna be the same thing, from the same thing. We just say get actor scale, so they will remain the same, but we have to break this, and we'll have to say Y, Z. They will remain same, only X will be changed. And fix this a little bit. Okay, everything's look great. Now we will have to put this here. Okay, now I fix it a little bit more. Now we have to set actor location, as we said. Location, set actor location, and we said that average from position of those two. So make vector, and we said we will copy these. Okay, current location plus previous location divided by 2. Okay, that will be the X, and the Y and Z will also be from the original because we don't want to change Y and Z. Just a second. Get actor, get location, get actor location, break, and Y and Z. Okay, so this is looking good. And that's about it. I fixed it a little bit that looks so messy. And we will go to event graph, and we will go to is on left. If it is on left, then calculate intersection left. Okay, so true. Okay, this looks fine. Now we have to feed it with current tile and previous tile. So get the current tile and get the previous tile. But we said that current tile will be the spawn tile, if you remember, yeah. But we didn't set the previous tile. The previous tile will actually be the last tile that was created for our loop, in our for loop. So we will set this in the beginning. So when completed, set that last tile to be previous tile. That will be the, after that, every tile we placed will be the previous, and the new one current will be actually be the spawned one. In that case, we need to do one more thing. That is that our, before we spawn new tile, our previous tile, the current tile will become our previous tile. Yeah. Because when we start spawning, our current tile will be the new spawn tile. Okay, so let's try this. And it's not working good, and I know why it's not working good, because we forgot to do something, and that is that we need that previous scale. We said that we will subtract that previous scale from that. This is that remainder, so subtract. Okay, and that will be, and now it should work fine. And it's working fine, but it's only working for left side. As you can see, now we'll do that's the same for the right side. Now before we do for the right side, we need one thing to do. So let's say we press this, and this is the intersection. We also need this to spawn. If you play the original game, this has to be the same scale as this one. So we go back to our stack spawner, stop this. So when it's scaled, it need one thing, that is the previous tile. Get actor scale 3D, and we need this to be set actor scale. So when new spawned, it should have a scale of the previous. Okay, let's see if this can also go in. Okay, so this is looking fine. Yeah, now let's see if it will be scaled. Yeah, it is scaled same as the playstyle. But one more thing we need to do is to not only scale it, but to move it on X position, which is this. So we will go to our stack spawner. We set it to spawn it on right spawner, but that will also be So that will be true, but only for y and z. Make vector, okay. And for x it will be as previous, because when we set it that will become previous. So get location, actor location, break. So x is from this and y and z is from right spawner, and this should work fine. Okay, yeah, you can see everything's working fine. Now we can do the same for this side, but we'll actually copy this. Before we do intersect, we can also fix this for the left side, so when it spawns, but it will not take x but y location. Okay, x will be from not right spawner but left spawner. Where is left spawner? Okay, so when it spawns left. Okay, let's see, it's all looking great. And before we finally make that intersection right, we need to do one more thing. For example, let's say that this is our previous tile and our current tile, and let's say that our current tile is not exactly on previous tile location, so let's say 252, so it's almost there. So we will make that tolerance. For example, if it is a bit almost there, we will say okay, it will be on 252, so we will score a point. Now let's get back to our stack spawner and let's go back to our intersection, and we will create branch. So we will say for branch if current tile and previous tile location, so their location, if we get minus from them and absolute, so their differences in position, if their differences are less than equal or equal, then some tolerance of a float. Okay, so tolerance will be about 3. So let's create that. If that's true, then we will not calculate any intersections, but we will place it, just simply place the current tile to previous tile location. So in that case, this is a current tile, I think, yeah. So get actor, now get set actor location. Okay, so we will set it, make vector, and we will set it to be on X location of the previous tile. So previous tile X. So they will actually be one over on top of another. And we will also need one more thing, that is y and z will be get location. So the same, but x will be from the previous. So break. Okay, I'll fix this later because this looks a bit. And we set it, if that's true, then go do that, just put it in that place. If it isn't, then calculate the intersection. Okay, I'll have to fix this. I will do it myself, you should do that yourself. And let's see if this works. Okay, you still saw it was almost there, but it was set now. I scored 1 point. Okay, so finally we can create that right. So we will duplicate this and we will say not left but right, and we will have local variables, not current position location x but y, and this should also be y, and this should also be y. In that case we have to fix some things, so not x fed but y fed, this y fed, Okay, not but y. Okay, this is the same, but this will be fed to y, this to be to x, this to y, this to x, and here we will say this to y and this to x, and I think that's all set to go. Yeah, probably. Okay, let's compile and save and go back to spawner, event graph, and put the same thing but for right. Okay, so I can copy these. So previous, current. Okay, let's test this out. Okay, everything's looking great. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this part of tutorial. In the next tutorial we will create that remainder which falls down, and it will also have math in it, so expect something like this tutorial in the next section.